everybody, it's time again for that show you love with the excellent videos and hilarious voiceover. Here's what's coming up on Access episode 22. Mud Heavy Racer Dirt Showdown stars in our PlayStation briefing, and peering into the creative process at Awesome Games t-shirt designers Insert Coin. First up though, we're celebrating the launch of PlayStation Vita with a massive exclusive game. It's FIFA Football. We've always suspected that FIFA star Lionel Messi would fit in our pocket, and now thanks to FIFA Football on PlayStation Vita, he really does, minus all the wriggling and lawsuits. The first amazing thing about this handheld version of FIFA is how closely it resembles the PS3 version. PS Vita's hefty processing power means that for the first time ever, the game of football you play on the move is basically the same as the one you play at home, with the same player movement, ball physics and dignified goal celebrations. The second amazing thing is how totally different it is to PS3, thanks to the PS Vita's touchscreen tricks. The basic principle at work here is that rather than pressing a button while holding a direction and then swearing at the game for doing it wrong, the ball will go exactly where you tell it to with a touch of the screen. This means passing to teammates by tapping them and knocking out beautifully weighted through balls just by touching glorious open space ahead of attacking players. And also the end of our always contentious relationship with the triangle button. Goodbye, you never understood me. Finally, there's touchscreen shooting, triggered either by tapping the actual goal on the front screen or by imagining the rear touchpad is the goal mouth and selecting your spot accordingly. It sounds like massive cheating, but working out where you'd like to place the ball takes some getting used to, especially while rearranging your hands, beating defenders and shouting, "Eat my fingers!" at the opposition. Persevere though, and you'll soon be scoring goals that are unrealistically tricky with the regular controls, our favourite being the last shot across the keeper. The only downside is that there's currently no crossover with FIFA 12, but given that the game redefines handheld football, overhauls FIFA's controls and includes online play and a career mode, it's still the gaming equivalent of a massive 35-yard screamer into the top corner. Golazzo! Golazzo, golazzo, That's your lot. That's all you get. Time to cover ourselves in news now. It's your PlayStation briefing. Our first piece of news this week is even bigger than the sun and very nearly as hot. PlayStation Vita is here. The gorgeous new handheld is now sitting in a high street near you, so go and get your hands on one. What are you doing still listening to me? If there are two things we love here at Access besides PlayStation Vita and Nolan North mocap suit, it's cars and filth. Sweet. So when Codemasters dropped by the office with Smash Happy Mudfest Dirt Showdown in tow, we wasted no time at all in getting very grubby indeed. Not only does Dirt's dirt look beautifully dirty, it's inspired us to start a government petition for massive columns of fire instead of traffic lights. This Friday sees PS2 heroes Jack and Daxter arrive at the PS3 party with a sleek HD coat and trophy support in the Jack and Daxter collection. Included are the original precursor Legacy, plus sequels Jack 2 and 3. Brilliantly, the collection is also due out on PlayStation Vita, which brings us to our last item, the massive Vita Rooms event that's been rocking London's Oxford Street all week. Here's a taste of the full report coming next episode. That's briefing done for now. We'll be back with more news next week. Grazing PlayStation's virtual pastures now, it's our roundup of PS3's best on the store. Or it would be if PS Vita hadn't just come out and crammed PSN full of yummy handheld treats. Here's our rundown of the best Vita games available for download right now. First out the traps, come on, faster than that, is Touchy Puzzler Escape Plan, a quirky blast of handheld fun starring oily heroes Lil and Large. So what's the plan, Escape Plan? To break out of a nasty place stuffed with traps and monochrome, that's what. Vita's rear touchpad gets a decent workout, plus the splat happy death animations almost make failure enjoyable. Safe. Alternatively, if you like balls, holes and touching things, may we recommend Hustle Kings, a pocket-sized pool sim that not only lets you pot away on the move with its 3G-enabled multiplayer, but also allows crossplay with your PS3. The touchscreen aiming is super intuitive and the whole thing looks shinier than David Cameron's forehead. Stop getting excited, that isn't the return of Micro Machines. It's actually MotorStorm on PS Vita. Start getting excited. Ditching the series' traditional road-ripping gameplay in favour of a handheld-friendly top-down view, MotorStorm RC is a twisty feast of grubby off-road racing, lush visuals, and twickle engine noises. Ooh. And finally, thank heavens for PS Vita's twin sticks, as without them you wouldn't be able to blast those same heavens into pretty little bits in Super Stardust Delta. Not only is the game a beautiful explosion of gloss and lasers, it also lets you alter your view by tilting the Vita and smush asteroids with your fingertips. In short, Super Stardust Delta is a dazzling technical showcase for your new handheld, and one we recommend downloading pronto. That's all from the store this week. We'll be back with more virtual goodies next time. Boom! Like a bomb of handheld brilliance, PS Vita explodes onto shelves nationwide today. And for your bonus level this week, here's a rundown of the hottest launch titles. Leading the charge is super-powered adventure Uncharted Golden Abyss, which sees Drake throwing out the wisecracks at almost the same speed as the anti-grav ships from blistering racer Wipeout 2048. Also sleeking the racing lust is DIY Kart-em-up Mod Nation Racers Road Trip, complemented by the customisable delights of intuitive brawler Reality Fighters. Ultimate Marvel vs Capcom 3 adds even more punch to Vita's launch list, along with the anime-happy BlazBlue Continuum Shift Extend. Plus you can get your sport on with EA's FIFA Football, chew up the tarmac in F1 2011, or hit birdies with colourful ladies in Everybody's Golf. There's even more racing in the form of arcadey Speed Demon Ridge Racer and off-road top-down and MotorStorm RC, and racket lovers have got Virtua Tennis 4 to rally with. If you prefer something a little sharper and with more blood, there's Dynasty Warriors Next, Shinobido 2 Revenge of Zen, and Ninja Gaiden Sigma Plus to get stuck into. Puzzlophiles have got plenty to be excited about, with Little Deviants and Lumines offering excellent brain workouts, whereas platform fans can indulge in the two-dimensional wonder of Rayman Origins. Rounding up, there's Goblin-infested strategy in Army Corps of Hell, even more car sexy with Asphalt Injection, lots of stabbing in Dungeon Hunter Alliance, the sticky balls of Touch My Katamari, and dazzling pop music with the Michael Jackson Experience. And you know what?
Frobisher says
you should get them all. Normally, when we display our love of PS3 in t-shirt form, we look about as down with it as a drunken uncle at a wedding, which is why for Access All Areas this week we visited lovely Southend to see Insert Coin, the folks who've single-handedly dragged game-branded clothing into the world of cool. After drooling over this brilliant Assassin's Creed hoodie, we had a chat with Insert Coin founder and creative director John Rhodes about how it all began.
I was working as a graphic designer, kind of always been into gaming, and I always was thinking of a way of trying to get into the industry. I just kind of figured I just wanted to do t-shirts because I was just trying to look for some in the high street and I couldn't find any that I really liked, and it was just a matter of designing them from home, really, getting in contact with people in the industry. I think it was the Cowboys Ketchup, the Metal Gear Solid one. That was the first one we did, one of my favourites. Yeah, really simple design. We can base a t-shirt on any game, really, as long as you think it's going to sell well. I'll just start off, do a bit of research online about that game. I'll have a look at sort of brands that are in a particular game, any key battles in like a shooter or logos and stuff within the game. I'll start off by just literally writing down ideas, and then from there I'll just go onto the computer and start looking at typefaces. Like for the Portal one, it was like, look for like 1950s style fonts and stuff like that, and just start stamping it up on the computer to a point where it's then ready to sort of submit.
Great stuff, John, but we've got to ask, what is your favourite Insert Coin t-shirt?
I kind of tend to like the newest ones. I've been wearing them for ages before they've sort of come out, and then I don't get bored of it, but you just like a change.
Same question for all of you.
I like the Heavy Rain t-shirt a lot, just because of the simplicity and subtlety of it. I'm also a big fan of the Cervantes t-shirt because it's a big print, it's quite different, it's quite rock and roll.
It's a fantastic t-shirt. I mean, you're a big fan of that one.
I'd say the hoodie. The Monteriggioni hoodie is my favourite, in black now.
But you know what would be really brilliant and what would undoubtedly be your best product ever? An Access TV t-shirt. So we had John whip up a design for us. What you can't see is the hidden blade we've got pressed against his temple. Design, John, design! Presto, a super cool Access TV shirt. So John, before we leave you, what does the future hold for Insert Coin?
We've been talking about phone covers and like maybe an Assassin's Creed dressing gown. I'd like to maybe have like a retail shop.
Or Nathan Drake branded lingerie perhaps. Thanks to all at Insert Coin for putting up with us for an entire day. For more info or to order your very own gaming threads, direct your browsers to insertcoinclothing.com. Before we bunk off to play more PS Vita, there's just time to tell you about one of the console's mega secret abilities. Swoosh your way over to Vita's camera app and you can now record video thanks to the new 1.6 hardware update. Ideal for capturing spontaneous moments of lunacy on the go without having to break off from Uncharted Golden Abyss too much. For more Ace video content and for the chance to bag yourself a place at future Access events, head to facebook.com/PlayStation Access and hit that like button. We'll see you next week.